always easy, though, is it, for a player when you're coming into what is already a successful side, when you consider what Arsenal did last season? Because you're expected to make them, help them kick on again, aren't you? Nelson. Eddie Nketiah got it out of his feet and finished beautifully. That is a proper centre-forwards finish, isn't it, from Eddie Nketiah? It's his first Champions League goal. Took it so well.
Brilliant. Nketiah, instinctive, that's what he's all about. The hours on the training pitch, practicing that sort of move, ball played into you. Get a good touch and finish. Absolute quality. Eddie Nketiah, it's been a frustrating 41 minutes or so for him in this first half, but terrific play. Reece Nelson's played well down that right-hand side, as had Cedric. But it's about this ball, touch and finish, brilliant. Has hardly any time to think about it, knows exactly where the goal is, that doesn't move. Brilliant.
I mentioned earlier what a good year he's having, a landmark 100th Premier League appearance. He scored his first Premier League hat-trick, made his England debut this season, and now his first Champions League goal. A player on the up.
Yes. I mean, it's just a difficult team to get into, this Arsenal team, because they're right at the top of the Premier League. They're looking to try and win it. They're in the Champions League again. So when you have an opportunity, you certainly have to take it. And when he's had space in this team in the last few games, he's certainly scored the goals to prove it.
Let's see what reaction we get from PSV. Mauro Junior. Vitesse. Van Aanholt. Andre Ramalho. Bakayoko. Again, he goes on the outside. And Pepe's in there. Couldn't get it on target. He looks a player, doesn't he, Bakayoko?
He certainly is positive front foot. His first thought is forward. And get the ball past the defender, and just that burst of speed just allows him a little bit of space to get the ball into the box. Again, Reece Nelson, he's involved in everything positive that Arsenal do going forward, and about taking your chances when you get them in this team. When you've got the shirt, regardless of where you are in the competition and what you need to do or not do in a game, and Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah certainly have done that.
Saying, isn't it? It's amazing how life works, how football works. Eddie Nketiah talking about the fact that he and Declan Rice were released at the age of 14 on the same day by Chelsea. Rice went to West Ham the next day. Within 5 days, Eddie Nketiah had gone to Arsenal.
With young players, you can never really tell which ones are going to make it, as it were, which ones are going to get through. It's all about opportunity, taking opportunities. The best at under 15 or 16 might not necessarily be the best at 18 or 20, but if you have those knockbacks, that sometimes makes you more resilient, and then you can deal with anything that football throws at you, because it is a ruthless business.
You speak from a position of real knowledge, don't you, having worked with a lot of young players in academies?
Yeah, and it's a competitive environment. You know, you're living, breathing the same airs of people who want your shirt and want to get on in the club, and difficult to deal with as a young person.
Vitesse. Sheer weight of numbers really got the job done for Arsenal there. So a minimum of 3 minutes added time at the end of the half. So far, so good, really, for Arteta and Arsenal.
Yeah, I think so. You know, look at the players that have come in. Like Cedric, even Cedric has been involved in positive things. He's defended well. He was part of that goal. Nketiah be really, really pleased that that was the sort of finish that you expect from him.
There is an ongoing VAR check for a potential handball. Check is now complete. Christian Dingert in charge of VAR this evening. Arsenal aiming to make it 5 wins from their 6 Champions League group stage games. They've not done that since the 2005-2006 campaign when they ended up as runners-up to Barcelona. But as we approach half-time here, the 1-0 lead, that was what the jet was over. Saibari, Tillman, Bakayoko. Pepe on the edge of the box in a central position. Still with Bakayoko, who drives on and has a go and forces the save from Ramsdale. He is so direct, isn't he, Bakayoko?
Yeah, just needs something positive on the end of it. He's getting closer, making Ramsdale make a save that time. Coming in from that right-hand side onto his left foot, certainly enjoys that. That's the sort of winger that Boss likes, inverted one.
Could they hit back before half-time here, PSV? Bakayoko's ball in there, headed clear by the Arsenal goal-scorer, Eddie Nketiah. With Benitez. Mauro Junior. Tillman brought that down really well, and then he couldn't stop him. It came off Cedric. The Arsenal players saying that hadn't gone out before Bakayoko had it in his arms.
Well, Nenny just offering the legs around Jorginho, and it doesn't half make a difference getting back. Too eager for his own good.
Plenty for him to be pondering ahead of half-time. It's another good effort, though, from Bakayoko.
Didn't quite connect with it, did he?
And there goes the half-time whistle. So far, so good then for the Gunners on match day 6. Eddie Nketiah with his first Champions League goal. I thought he took it so well. Reece Nelson with the assist provided that pass brilliantly for Nketiah. He took his goal really well. We'll get the half-time thoughts of Martin Keown and Michael Owen with Reshman shortly. But at half-time in Eindhoven, PSV 0, Arsenal 1.
This programme is brought to you by PlayStation, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
PlayStation.
Haaland.
With TNT Sports,
Chance to shoot!
Crash, bang, wallop, let's have it.
you get more than you bargained for. A world of massive stars,
Not one of these animals or birds asked me for a selfie.
high-octane drama, and silky smooth finishes.
Aggressive, gentle with it.
Discovery Plus comes at no extra cost to TNT Sports subscribers.
That sounds wicked.
For all this and more, scan the QR code on screen now to find out how to activate.
Why must the everyday be so everyday? When you can squeeze the afternoon and add a dash of fabulous. Let's live magnificently. Tanqueray.
With Sky Store, you're in for an epic night.
There's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world. We're in a race against the Nazis. I have no choice. Is it big enough to end the war? To end all war?
6, 5, 4, 3.
It's happening, isn't it?
2, 1.
Oppenheimer, available now in Sky Store, the ultimate movie collection.
Look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. How you like that? You gonna like that?
The only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8. It's lovely here, isn't it? Not too big, not too small. We wanted to keep an eye on our home even when we're out, so we got this smart tech. And that's when we caught her, this Goldilocks, breaking our chairs, our beds. She even ate our overnight oats. Good thing insurance is included. It felt just right. Smart tech and home insurance. Smart home insurance. From Sky Protect.
I am Aquaman. I'm the warrior, my father, and the king of Atlantis.
I'm gonna destroy Aquaman's kingdom.
Tell me stop, little brother.
Do not call me brother.
Oh, excuse me, your highness.
You know how to ride one of these? Are you kidding? Come on!
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in cinemas December 21.
Kevin the Carrot planned a new party piece to celebrate the joys of a big festive feast. A scrumptious selection of nibbles and bites, perfect for sharing on memorable nights. A most marvellous choice for the parties you've planned.
I forgot to give him a safe place to land.
I know I can count on you. Sometimes it feels sin, Lord, I just don't care.
Pandora loves Unboxed.
Sorry.
That's unique.
Embarrassing. Oh, lie. I'm heading back on New Year's Eve for a party. You should come.
Myself.
Oh, take my number.
News of a £15 million lottery ticket still unclaimed.
Bad guy! You won.
UFC 296. No more noise.
This program is brought to you by FedEx, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
TNT Sports and Discovery Plus is the destination for cricket fans this December. England's men's tour of the Caribbean continues later tonight at 9:30 with the first of 5 T20 matches against the West Indies. And on Thursday, the women's team kick off their one-off test match with India in Mumbai. You can catch every ball only on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. So Arsenal are a goal up away at Eindhoven in their final group match in a game that they've already, it's of no consequence. They're already through to the last 16. They're group leaders as well. PSV dominated most of that first half, but it was Arsenal who went ahead with this incredible finish with Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with Nelson, actually. A little give and go there, change of pace. And look at this, such a classy finish, ruthless, a real marksman there. Michael, you obviously yourself, top goal scorer. What's he thinking in Nketiah here?
I think he doesn't want to mark himself. So you see he's got space on the edge of the box. He doesn't, unless he's going to run past and go for a near post run, he's actually going to pull out. He doesn't want to step forward 2 or 3 yards and mark himself. And then his options are you either take a near touch, a right foot touch, and then a right, or you let it come across your body onto your left and hit it with your left. Considering he's a right-footed player, I mean, he's taken the brave man's route, and it was a brilliant... I mean, this lad can finish, can't he? There's no question about that.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful finish as well, but there were so many warning signs from PSV. They had 10 attempts in that first half, 3 of them on target. They'll be ruining these missed opportunities, won't they?
Yeah, and they counter-attacked really well. I thought this was a brilliant move early on, from back to front. It was fantastic, right from the goalkeeper, actually. And that's a huge chance, but I mean,
some of the
a word for the defending.
I mean, look at this here, a little slide in from Saliba. We talked about these 2 defenders, and then Gabriel, look, not trusting his mate, he gets up, he keeps going, and that's a really vital,
brilliant
block there.
And this was another counter-attack, Reshman. Vertessen makes a great run. We highlight him there. He takes the Arsenal team really away, and I mean, Sibari here, who's on the ball, he just picks the wrong pass. Look at that, he clears the defence. There's a beautiful gap that he leaves, and he just picks the wrong pass. So that could have been dangerous for Arsenal. And then again, they had another couple of chances, Martin, as well.
They kept getting down, didn't they, that Arsenal left, and this was Vertessen again, and it just almost beats the goalkeeper, hits the post. It's just on that side, and they just kept coming in. You know, obviously there's 8 changes from an Arsenal point of view, so you kind of expect this. But I thought they developed well as a team. And by the end of the first half, I think they were comfortably dominating.
Yeah. OK, well, Arsenal are dominant. The goal to the good in a game that they've been in the back foot for, but they've dominated the group, haven't they? They've dominated the group stages of the Champions League. The second half in Eindhoven is up next.
This programme is brought to you by PlayStation, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
PlayStation.
Gillette Labs. New Neon Night Edition. A razor unlike any other. With a unique exfoliating bar that clears the skin before the blades. For an efficient cutting action and exceptional comfort. Enjoy effortless shaving and exfoliation in one stroke. Put your best face forward. With new Gillette Labs Neon Night Edition. The ultimate shave or your money back.
This festive season.
Paramount, Paramount, Paramount Plus. A mountain of entertainment for us. Original series and iconic shows. Blockbuster movies that make you go. Whoa! Paramount, Paramount, Paramount Plus. Right. Treats for the family, there's plenty to love. 'Tis the season for streaming, so don't delay. Start your free trial. Hooray.
Paramount Plus, a mountain of entertainment.
Head and shoulders. I didn't know you had dandruff. I don't.
You got the money?
Yeah, I got your money.
Head and shoulders. Didn't know you had dandruff.
I don't. Pass me the detonators.
Head and shoulders? I didn't know you had dandruff.
I don't.
I didn't know you had dandruff.
I don't.
You don't have dandruff with Head and Shoulders. It washes away dandruff and prevents it coming back.
Sorry, I think it's...
Okay.
This is broadband made for working from home. With the UK's fastest major broadband provider. Reliable Wi-Fi that reaches where you need it most. And EE Work Mode that boosts your broadband. Search EE Broadband, powered by BT.
The moment I feel my pain starting to fade, it's like I'm going back to myself. On a good day, Panadol Extra Advanced Tablets. Powerful pain relief. Panadol. Release starts here.
Ah, Christmas. A time for sharing. Some things a little trickier than others. Walker's Crisps, on the other hand, made for it.
I'm anticipating the very best day.
Walker's, actually made for sharing.
It's lovely here, isn't it? Not too big, not too small. We wanted to keep an eye on our home even when we're out. So we got this smart tech. And that's when we caught her, this Goldilocks, breaking our chairs, our beds. She even ate our overnight oats. Good thing insurance is included. It felt just right. Smart tech and home insurance. Smart home insurance. From Sky Protect.
Live your best phone life on the UK's fastest 5G network. Free.
This programme is brought to you by FedEx, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
What is happening, people? There's no The Score. I'm here to entertain once again. Pay-per-view, the main man. This Saturday night, UFC 296 live on TNT Sports box office.
Yeah, Paddy Pimblett is back in the octagon this Saturday as he takes on Tony Ferguson. Britain's UFC champion Leon Edwards also defends his welterweight belt against Colby Covington in Vegas. You can watch UFC 296 live only on TNT Sports box office. Now, in the 8 p.m. kickoff, Manchester United's hopes of reaching the last 16 in the Champions League are out of their hands. They have one job tonight, and that is to beat Bayern Munich at Old Trafford and hope the other game, the result, goes their way. And the other match in Group A is Copenhagen hosting Galatasaray as these two sides fight it out for second spot. It is winner takes all. United will be hoping this one ends in a draw. If you missed any of the first half action between PSV and Arsenal, including Eddie Nketiah's goal, you can jump back and watch using the interactive timeline. It's exclusively available on Discovery+. As we can see, the players are heading out back onto the pitch for the second half, so it's time to hand you back to our commentary team, Lucy Ward, alongside Adam Summerton.
Thank you, Reshmin. Well, Monday's draw, a source of much excitement for both these clubs' supporters. 2017, the last time Arsenal were involved in the round of 16. It was the year before in PSV's case when they lost to Atletico on penalties after a goalless draw in that tie. Arsenal will be one of the top seats. Already through with them, PSV, Bayern, Real Madrid, Real Sociedad, Inter, Atletico, Lazio, Dortmund, Manchester City, Leipzig, Barcelona. 4 more places to be decided over the next 2 nights. A big night at Old Trafford in that respect this evening. But Eddie Nketiah is very well taken. Goal is the difference as we prepare to get back underway here. I think the feeling talking to people at half-time in Eindhoven, Lucy, was that maybe the home side a little unlucky to go in at the break, a goal down, but I thought particularly towards the end of that first half, Arsenal were controlling things.
Yeah, I mean, they defended the box well as well, Arsenal, and I think that they're quite dynamic on the right-hand side, PSV, through Bakayoko, but centrally they're not on regains. It just allows the pace of Arsenal to get back and recover well.
So, no changes at half-time, it's as we were. This is Obispo. Interesting to see if he lasts the full 90. This is his first competitive game since March. Of course, there are several on the Arsenal bench you'd love to get on. Emil Smith-Rowe, who got that round of applause from his teammates when he came back into full training this week. And the 3 teenagers that are on the bench as well. I wonder whether they slept much last night.
Probably not, I would suspect. Mikel Arteta, he just needs to see positives in this performance. I think he's seen a few out there tonight, the likes of Reece Nelson. You know, when it's in the Premier League and he turns around and looks at his bench and remembers performances like tonight from Nelson. Get more minutes in the Premier League. That's what these opportunities are all about.
Saibari. Into touch and find Obispo. Here from Nelson, from El Neni. Tillman. To strike forward like this, and what a really good run it is too. Now taken off in by Van Arnholtz, just behind Pepe, but now it does come to him. Bakayoko looking for the room for the shots, and then it's just dragged wide by Vitesse.
Yeah, better by Tillman. Not really so see that in the first half. Not driving forward, getting the ball right up the pitch, and he always has the support and do get players forward. PSV is always just moving away from Ramsdale.
fans well aware of the talents of Malik Tillman for his time on loan there. So, another loan now from Bayern at PSV. So how much the manager, the team and the attacking style suits him. It certainly looked like it there as he strode forward with purpose. Gabriel. Ramalho. The captain, Ramalho again. Just played his side into trouble there.
Havertz again, out of possession. Just stopping that passing lane into those central areas. Something like a 4-4-2 up there with Nketiah.
The test. Saliba. Jorginho. Down was by Mauro Junior. Just been kept in by Sabari and then off Elneny for a throw-in. Signed a new deal until 2028 in September, Ismail Saibari. Sporting director here, Ernest Stewart, really full of praise for him, saying he's eager to learn, he's extremely motivated. You can say that about a lot of these PSV players. Yoko's another one who's giving chase here, covering defender. There's the impressive Gabriel stalling towards the beating title this season as well, PSV. Pepe. Saibari's arriving to his right. Matesson. Oh, it's it! Equaliser for PSV. In off the post. From Matesson.
That's better from his team on regains. He will be happy with that. Actually built really, really well. That central area just opened up, and again it was just a lean stretch to try to intercept. He's only a good finish as well past Ramsdale. They haven't quite got that move right throughout this game so far. Complete awareness of what's around him there. Pepe, great finish. Great finish from Matesson.
His first goal in the Champions League proper. And it was so unselfish, wasn't it, from the American international, Ricardo Pepi, who I thought was about to go for the goal, but felt a teammate was better placed.
Yeah, I think Arsenal won't be happy about the way they defended that. Far too easy for PSV to get from back to front and in front of goal and score. Certainly won't this place up.
Long spell at the Belgian side, Union Saint-Gilloise last season. Matesson reached the Europa League quarter-finals. They were knocked out by Leverkusen. I think he learnt a lot, progressed a lot, and now is delivering for PSV as well. We've seen two beautifully taken goals, you have to say.
Great finish. Matesson killed it in right foot, not left-hand side.
Mauro Junior. Ball's come through to Pepe. Don't think he was quite expecting it to come to him.
Skipped up, didn't it, in front of him. Pepe. Certainly involved in the opening part of this second half. Protection of the back four was a little bit loose, wasn't it? The opening of the second half allowed PSV to get through any sort of protection that Arsenal had.
Kibio. Havertz gets the free kick. Gives Arsenal a chance to get up the pitch.
certainly arrived in those spaces well. Havertz, those wide areas, and rotations left with Trossard. Protects the ball well.
Saliba. Good touch that by Nelson. And Havertz made a good run. Trossard. Teze in the way. PSV get the throw.
Really positive for Reece Nelson. He can just sense that perhaps he might get more minutes. Better plays in games like this. Certainly impressed so far.
It's his third start of this season for Reece Nelson. Previous two of them have been in the League Cup.
The thing he can do though, Reece Nelson carries the ball well. Runs at speed with the ball really under control. It's real positive for Arsenal.
His winter break is coming up, almost a month long. Gives the PSV players a great chance to recharge the batteries ahead of the knockout rounds in Europe. Final domestic game of 2023 is in the Dutch Cup on the 21st of December. They don't play again until the 13th of January. And during that time, Arsenal are scheduled to play 4 times. It's long been a debate, hasn't it, about whether there should be a proper winter break in England. Gabriel. Saliba. Jorginho, touched by Nelson to Elneny. Cedric, Jorginho, Nelson. And a good reaction from Arsenal to the equaliser. Gabriel. Teze. Bakayoko. Lovely take that was it by Saibari. Vitesse to his left. Mauro Junior is a long way forward too. And a great cross. Behind by Trossard for a corner.
Yeah, Arsenal just getting done on losses, particularly in those central areas. PSV just find it a little bit easier to get themselves right on top of Arsenal's goal.
Tillman will take the corner. Set up to be hit by Van Aanholt. Comes out here to Tillman. Deep cross off the back post where it was headed by Saliba, but the flag is up on this near side.
Just building up ahead of steam. Now PSV crowd have got behind them. A little bit of pressure on Arsenal.
Sent to warm up here. She scored in that victory for PSV over Arsenal last October in the Europa League. Tillman seems to be growing in influence, but has lost it here. Elneny. Trossard. And Nketiah. Romagnio at his back. Comes here to Kai Havertz. Cedric. And Nketiah's at the back post. The Arsenal fans in the far corner thought that was in for a moment.
Yeah, just finessing at the back, didn't it? I think they spelled it out well, the Arsenal fans up.
Every football supporter's been there with that one, haven't they? You know, you've got good hosts as well, and people behind the scenes at PSV have brought us a hot cup of coffee each as well. Very nice of them. Don't get that everywhere.
Love the Dutch.
He's down here. Seems to be cramped, which I suppose an hour into the game, he's had so little football, it's not a surprise he's got a bit of cramp, is it?
I don't think that that's a sight that Arsenal fans want to see, as much as they love Declan Rice. I think Arsenal and Arteta just wants a little bit more control. They're used to having possession, which means control of the game, and not used to having to recover all the time. Control of the pitch, and I think he's obviously recognised that. Declan Rice just adds that physicality. We've seen it this season. Just a elite level player in central midfield areas.
Well, initially it looked like a case of cramp for Elneny, but that's a bit more worrying than feeling around the hamstring area.
Yeah, now Arteta talked about that he didn't make that many changes. He's got a small squad because of injuries. It's stronger than he probably would want it to be, but half an hour to go, it looks like he's cavalry on. Worth another look at that. One can finish.
Yeah, they were both at the same end of the pitch, really well taken goals.
You see that too easy as far as Arsenal are concerned to get right on top of goal. Now recovery runs not really there. Straight ball. Centre backs.
It's such a shame, isn't it, having only made 3 sub-appearances this season, that Elneny's gone off with what looks like a hamstring injury.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be careful. He's talked about loading all the way into this game, Arteta, about just watching the loads of different players, and you know, this is still high level, playing at in a Champions League game that doesn't really mean much in terms of the result. And obviously, Elneny struggled with that.
So Declan Rice on to the heart of the Gunners' midfield. Two players that maybe, I have to say, arriving here tonight, although they were on the bench, I didn't really expect to see tonight. Saliba has been replaced by Ben White, seen Cedric go off as well.
Declan Rice playing centre-back.
Momentum is such an important thing, Lucy, isn't it, in sport, not just football, any sport, really. Arsenal have built up a lot of it. They lost at Villa at the weekend. I just wonder whether it's a bit of a fear for Arteta that if they were to get turned over tonight, that they lose a bit more momentum.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have seen the team had they beaten Villa. You don't want 2 losses in a row. Like I say, you don't want the momentum to stop. You want to keep the mentality that you've got within the group. And it's made positive changes, but I'm sure the majority of Arsenal fans would rather see Odegaard and Declan Rice sat on the side of the hot water bottle in this game.
Colliding with Havertz. He's staying down on the far side. Eddie Nketiah. And the referee is calling over the Arsenal physio. You said it right at the start of the game, one of the key things that they needed tonight was to come out of it unscathed, Arsenal, without injuries.
No injuries, you don't want any injuries, hopefully. It's not too bad, actually Havertz that took him out.
Frankowski, by the way, has given Lens the lead in the other game in this group against Sevilla. A degree of concern here over the right eye of Eddie Nketiah. So the collision with his teammate, Kai Havertz. Bill Jesus in the background there. He's really got the nod here that is required.
Terrific concern face, hasn't he, Jesus?
He's another one of those who he would have expected to spend any time on the pitch tonight. Just while we have this break in play, just to remind you that we have a huge night at Old Trafford, don't we? Manchester United against the German champions Bayern. Manchester United's place in this competition at stake, indeed their participation in European football as a whole beyond this round of games. It's on TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus. Then tomorrow night, big evening for Newcastle up in the northeast against the Italian side Milan. Still looking a threat here. Havertz waiting in the middle. And into the side netting. Again it goes from Nelson, and once again those Arsenal supporters in the corner thought they scored.
Yeah, did well there. And again, Nelson probably some standout play down that right-hand side. Managed to get himself off the line. He's done it a few times tonight. He's set up the goal. Not far away.
All square in Eindhoven with 25 minutes to go. It's been played through towards Saibari, who's turned well and got his shot off and hit the post. Ramsdale was beaten. And they're denied by the woodwork. Sliding in was Erdegaard. Arsenal right in a contest here.
Saibari looks laboured at times, but he absolutely comes alive when he knows he's going to get the ball. Those sort of runs behind. There's Declan Rice chasing him there. Declan Rice, the centre-back. Had a lot thought when he was a young player that he was going to be a centre-back. He's having so much more to his game since then.
Bakayoko back defending here. Showing work rate that will please his coach. He's won the throw-in too. It's not actually, it's been given the other way now.
It's interesting that Arteta chose not to bring all the young players on Walters to play instead of having Declan Rice centre-back. It's disappointing. Your academy staff and players, you want to see the pathway through to the first team. It's how you attract good players into your club, into your academy, that they know that the first team is in sight if you're good enough.
We were saying before the game, Arteta that will please his coach. He's won the throw-in too. It's not actually, it's been given the other way now.
It's interesting that Mikel Arteta chose not to bring one of the young players on Walters to play instead of having Declan Rice centre-back. disappointing your academy staff and players. You want to see a pathway through to the first team. It's how you attract good players into your club, into your academy, that they know that the first team is in sight if you're good enough.
We were saying before the game, Arteta was talking about Ranieri in particular when he Nketiah. Havertz needs some support. Nketiah's made a run for him, but maybe the space is down the right here. Mano Junior intercepts here for PSV.
Just a little bit tired there, but it wasn't the best ball from Havertz.
Havertz, one of 3 players who remained in the starting lineup from the team that began the match at Aston Villa at the weekend. We've seen one of those go off in this second half, Saliba. It's not just shading it in terms of the possession. More in terms of attempts for PSV. Found an equaliser in this second half. All of these sides go on and win it now. Eddie Nketiah. Here comes the counter-attack. Teze. Final 20 minutes in Eindhoven. Van Aanholt. Tillman. Kivior took it away from him.
Starting to lose the way a little bit here. Arsenal as PSV are on top.
That's this time by in this second half. All of these sides go on and win it now. Eddie Nketiah. Here comes the counter-attack. Teze. Final 20 minutes in Eindhoven. Van Aanholt. Tillman. Kivior took it away from him.
Starting to lose the way a little bit here. Arsenal as PSV are on top.
That's this time by Nelson. Great touch that by Bakayoko. PSV's history. There are those who say here that he is the best to come through their youth system since Cody Gakpo, the Liverpool. So play in central midfield.
Yeah, he's gone into central midfield at the moment. Ross just sees a chance to just make the changes to probably his best performing players on the night. Saibari and Bakayoko just to save their legs.
Trossard. Shoots away, had Teze in front of him. The amount of warming up he's done, I think Luke de Jong wants to get on here. Kiwi will probably be glad to see the back of Bakayoko. He's had a really good game, certainly done his reputation though. Jorginho looking for Nketiah, gathered in by Benitez.
Clever little effort from Nketiah as well.
Nothing between the sides with a quarter of an hour to go on match day 6 in the Champions League. These sides able to focus solely on domestic duties until mid-February after tonight. PSV will be even more glad of that than Arsenal, you'd imagine. They came through 2 qualifying rounds just to reach the group stage. Beat Sturm Graz and Rangers. Although, as I mentioned earlier, they do have quite a long winter break in Holland to make the most of. But then very often clubs go on promotional trips and all sorts, don't they, in that time, so it's not always as good as it sounds. Amalia. Teze. Tillman. Good touch back to Ramsdale by Ben White. Nketiah. Ødegaard calling for it, he couldn't squeeze it through to it. Dest. Teze. Back into the box, he's met by Gabriel. Ramalho. Obispo. Vitesse with a knockdown. Maro Junior.
Particularly threatened when they're in this defensive shape, Arsenal. It's when they lose it up the pitch that PSV have been causing them a problem, particularly in this second half.
Junior. Vitesse. He's still got it here. Sees the cross blocked by White. Led back here by Pepe. The cross was a searching one, but just a bit too much on it really from a PSV perspective.
It's a great little ball, just a stacked effort across from Maro on that left-hand side. Just drifted, just begging to be knocked in. Kiwior just right at the limit of what's expected, defending in his box.
It's been so important tonight for Arsenal in the circumstances, with this essentially a dead rubber that they get the balance right of being competitive but not overextending themselves when you consider Brighton, a difficult game to come in the Premier League, and then a huge one at Anfield against Liverpool on the 23rd of December, the Premier League's current top two. It's promising to be such an exciting second half to the season, isn't it, for Arsenal?
Absolutely, I think they've done really well, whilst they're not really in top gear in the Premier League at times. They've made a statement in the Champions League, and I think they're excited to feel it in the knockout stages, that's for sure.
Tillman. Rice was there for Arsenal. Nelson. Eddie Nketiah. Sevilla, by the way, have equalised against Lens in the other game in this group. Ramos penalty, which was retaken. Final 10 minutes approaching in Eindhoven. Ødegaard. Certainly been a much better PSV performance than they produced in London on match day one when they were beaten 4-0. Nketiah trying to wriggle away.
You cannot forget how imperious at times Arsenal have been in this group stage. Producing some really good performances.
Not least against Lens on match day 5. 6-0, 6 different scorers as well. So many players have weighed in with goals in the group phase for the Gunners. Could they get another one here? Ødegaard, the captain, will take it. Zinchenko and others watch on. High defensive line here from PSV. Goalkeeper came a long way and didn't get there! Well, the whistle has gone here, the flag is up on the far side. Well, they were coming back from offside positions, weren't they, several Arsenal players? Be interesting to see this again.
Yeah, I think Havertz was stood in an offside position, as well as a couple of others just stepped up. Obviously, we'll to see for definite. Just gone beyond. Just as the ball was kicked.
Wag of the finger from Gabriel. It seemed to go a little too early.
Gabriel was definitely offside, I think, when the ball was kicked.
Kivior was in there too. I think it's Kivior who's turned it in,
That's what I mean. I think that's what Gabriel is trying to say to the referee.
And then we're into the realms of interfering with play, aren't we? Still checking this. Still, he's coming on for PSV. The check complete, the goal ruled out.
It was Gabriel that went early, but it was Kivior who put the ball in. Interfering with play was obviously the reason.
What a ball in though, by the way, from Ødegaard. Just confirmation of that change. Tillman going off and Hustil coming on. 25-year-old Dutch international. He's the most elegant or technically gifted of players, Hustil, but he's very effective. Good finisher, great work rate, can play as an attacking midfielder. He can play as something of a false 9 if required as well. Filled in very well at times last season when Luke de Jong was injured. I think we've seen why at times tonight against Premier League opposition, why PSV do currently hold 2 of the 3 major domestic honours in the Netherlands, and the one they don't have, the league title, they look almost certain to win.
Yeah, he's certainly got him going, hasn't he, Boss? The way that he plays, vertical, free-flowing, fluid. Certainly seen that at times tonight.
Ødegaard wriggled away so well there. And Nketiah looking to get on the turn. Down Jorginho. And now Kivior. Can he get a shot away? It just wasn't the power. Who's still? Look at the run here from Vitesse. Rice in a race with him. Vitesse got there first. Babadi. Teze. Dest. Threat here from PSV. There's the cross. And Arsenal deal with it. Seemed to be a foul there. And was by Till. Well, the day of reckoning is almost upon us as Anthony Joshua headlines a star-studded card in Riyadh that includes Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois. That's Saturday the 23rd of December, live on TNT Sports box office. It's Joshua against Valine. Should be some fight, and we are going to see imminently here Emil Smith-Rowe. Very welcome return from injury it will be too.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing him back in this team, particularly when he plays with Saka on that right-hand side. Can he get himself established back in the team? Soon see.
Just a word of note as well about the Club World Cup. We'll have every match from that between 12th and 22nd of December. Manchester City looking to win that competition for the first time. Nelson took a good position there. Havertz. Trossard. Obispo. He's done really well here to last the whole game so far in his first appearance since March. Abadi. Vitesse, the PSV goal scorer. And it's direct running from him. Not to be anything in there. And down. Very optimistically there.
Yeah, it's not a foul.
Nelson. White. Havertz to his right. Ødegaard to his left. Here's the captain. Kivior keeps it going. Trossard. Nelson. Rice. Eddie Nketiah. Havertz wanted the pass, but it wasn't released by Eddie Nketiah. Gabriel. Nelson. And Arsenal finish the group stage with a flourish here. Kivior. It's a nice turn by Trossard. They lost him for a moment there, didn't they?
Really found himself in those central areas with a little bit of space. Much tonight.
So Gabriel Jesus being brought on for the closing stages. Kai Havertz is coming off. And Emil Smith-Rowe makes his first appearance since the end of October. Somebody who can be really valuable, particularly with the busy festive period almost upon us for Mikel Arteta. A versatile player as well, Emil Smith-Rowe. Talked about the teenagers, the youth graduates on the bench who we thought might come on tonight. Well, we are seeing one of the youth graduates come on Smith Rowe, just not one of the teenagers.
No, I mean, it's a balance. Arteta maybe doesn't want to dilute what's on the pitch, but you only get sort of this experience by playing. This is an ideal game, but I think that for some reason he just wants to make sure.
Skipped in by Trossard, Kivio. To say there's plenty of intent about Arsenal in the closing stages, and credit to both sides in terms of the energy and the intensity that they've deployed here tonight. You wouldn't really have known that it was a dead rubber. It's been misjudged that by Gabriel. And it's too still. He's tracked it wide when he had Pepe arriving in the middle. Seemed to be caught in two minds a bit.
Yeah, a couple of times tonight, Gabriel's just tried to intercept or anticipate, not quite got it right. I don't know whether that's fatigue. That's happened probably 2 or 3 times to Gabriel and Saliba during this game. He has been absolutely brilliant this season.
That change then being made by Peter Bosz. It's the goal scorer, Vitesse, who's taken off. Frederick Oppergor is the player who's coming on here. Great chance to win it that was though for PSV. Not taken by still. A minimum of 6 minutes added time then. Jesus. Controlled there by Odegaard. You might have just been able to hear there in the background the Arsenal fans in the far corner, around 1,500 of them. They deserve a lot of credit, don't they? Coming to the Netherlands with the group already sewn up, top spot already sewn up.
To be fair though, it must be fun following Arsenal last couple, in particular this season, the Champions League. Some of the football that they've seen being played, some of the players that they've got at this famous club.
I'm hoping this is the year they finally get their hands on this trophy. PSV do have a European Cup to their name. That was back in 1988, they beat Benfica on penalties after a goalless draw in Stuttgart. The side included Hans van Breukelen, the goalkeeper you'll probably be able to picture in your mind. Ronald Koeman, Erik Gerets, Wim Kieft. Just some of the famous names that have played for this football club over the years. We shouldn't underestimate really what an achievement it is for PSV to have reached the knockout rounds of this competition this season.
Yeah, I mean, this group was always going to be quite tight, second, third and fourth place. I think that you could see that Arsenal probably the strongest team, but they still had to get the results. Terrific result for PSV to get themselves through in the top Dutch team.
Gabriel. Arsenal host Brighton next, then go to Liverpool on the 23rd. 2 London derbies against West Ham and Fulham come straight after Christmas. Could they find a winner in the closing stages here? White. Twice as many goals so far this season for Jesus in the Champions League as in the Premier League. Nketiah. Kiwior got there before Dest. Smith Rowe. Ødegaard. Smith Rowe. Gabriel Jesus was just having to hold his run to stay onside. Junior with the challenge. Rustil. Pepe's on his way. Trapped though by Gabriel. Dest. Just over a minute to go. Bit of skill that by Dest. Just cut out by Gabriel. Neil Smith Rowe, the space out wide, but it's been intercepted. Manu Junior will strike it. Comfortable save, fairly routine save for Ramsdale. And Nketiah. Ødegaard. Could be the last attack this for Arsenal. Jesus. White. Jesus. Oh, nice flick, and Trossard can finish it here, great save! And then wide from Kiwior.
He's had a lot of defending to do, Kiwior, tonight. It's been tough for him, and a chance to really make a name for himself in front of goal. It's clever work there, Trossard.
Well, Arsenal might have won it right at the end. Two great opportunities, particularly for Trossard. The final game of the group phase for these two sides finishes all square. PSV much better, almost goes without saying, than they were on match day one in London. He'll be pleased about that, pleased about his side. Second half equaliser taken very well by Vitesse, and his first ever goal in the Champions League group stage, as it was in the first half for Eddie and Nketiah. Both were taken ever so well. Thought Pepe led the line superbly, really, at times for PSV. The result was always rather academic. Arsenal go through as group winners, and both these sides now can look forward, Lucy, to the draw for the knockout rounds on Monday.
Yeah, it's a difficult game for both teams.